This past Christmas, my family and I visited Salt Lake City to spend Christmas with my brother and his family. Some other family members also went, so it was just like a giant family reunion. It was really fun. And I thought I'd bring you along and share what we did. This was also my 1-year-old's first plane trip, so that was exciting, and he did not do too terrible. When we landed in Salt Lake, our first task was to find food. We got food at a place called Arempa's, which was delicious, and then headed to my brother's house. We did a lot of walking in the area, and it was beautiful, albeit quite cold, which you will hear a lot about on this video. I also didn't get a lot of footage of Christmas Day, which was the next day, but we did spend Christmas Day just hanging around the house with family and going for more walks in the neighborhood. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to day 3. We spent more time this day lounging around, but by this time we were all pretty ready to get out of the house. We thought this would be the perfect time to head for a little day trip to Park City. Park City is about a 40-minute drive, so it's really not too bad. There was also zero traffic despite the freezing cold and snow, so we got there in good time. When we arrived, it was like a Hallmark movie. Instantly there was snow falling and it was just so pretty. I have never been to Park City before, but I've heard a lot about it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to ski, which is really popular in Park City, but that's all right with me because there was also a strike going on at the ski resort, so walking around the town was probably the right decision. The town overall is just so cute. There are tons of shops, lots of art galleries, places to eat, and just a lot of window shopping.
I love it.
So pretty. It's like a winter wonderland. We stayed here for about an hour and a half, and I definitely could have spent longer, but it was so cold and the snow started coming down hard and it was cold. So we hopped in the car, and this is when I started to get a little bit scared. So Park City is in the mountains, which meant that we were going to have to drive down the mountain in the snow, and it was pretty hard to see the cars in front of us. If it had just been me, I would have gotten a hotel or something, but thankfully my husband does not freak out with a little bit of snow. We did make it out safely, and for that I was very grateful. The next day we started it off at a cute little cafe called Thule before heading to another cafe called Cozy Coffee Lounge. They had this little igloo type thing that my sister-in-law rented ahead of time for our family, and we ate s'mores and just had lots of cozy drinks. It was just really cute. We ended the day shopping and just trying to stay warm and dry. So day 5, I was really longing for some more indoor places to be because I was cold and it was freezing outside, and it also just rained the majority of the time, so I felt like that made it colder and I wanted to stay dry. We went to the Discovery Gateway Children's Museum on this day, and this place is so cool for kids. If you have young kids, this is the place to be. They had so many neat areas for kids. A little construction zone, water tables, a mechanic area, a mini house, a little archaeology area. I would have loved this as a kid. My kids had so much fun, and so did I. Afterwards, I had to make one little stop at East High School, where High School Musical was filmed. They actually let people do like little tours here. I don't know if it's like a self-tour or an actual tour on the weekdays after the school, but I would 100% do that in the future if we go back. We ended the day going outside in the cold again, but thankfully it was no longer raining. And this little trail that we went on was Dimple Dell Regional Park. It was more of a nature walk than a hike, but it was really perfect for us and our kids. I even managed to bring our double stroller, although I would recommend more of a jogging stroller. I just didn't want to carry my son, so who can blame me? Day 6. My husband went skiing with our family this day, but I decided to stay home with the kids and take them to the zoo. It was the perfect size zoo, and because it was a Sunday, it was so empty. It felt like we had most of the place to ourselves. I would highly recommend the zoo, and I'm not even really a huge big zoo person. I do like seeing zoos though, but I just like going because it's something to do with the kids. But this zoo had such good animals. The layout was really easy to walk, and it just wasn't too big, which is great for kids because by the end of the day or the afternoon, my son was over it. They also have a merry-go-round and a train, but the train was not running in the cold while we were there, so we did the merry-go-round. By the afternoon, we were all kind of spent and just lounged around for the rest of the evening. I would say it was relaxing, but my 1-year-old was getting into everything, and I just had to constantly watch him, which can be stressful in a house that you're not familiar with. If anyone else relates to this, let me know. Day 7. Wow, we're already a weekend. This video just keeps going. So we had some time to kill. So we stopped at a trampoline park and it was enormous. So much fun. We have a trampoline park where we live, but this one was so much bigger and our kids did not want to leave. Unfortunately, we did have to go early to meet with some family members for lunch, but it was just a totally unexpected, fun thing that we ended up doing. Not Salt Lake City specific, but just fun overall. After meeting with our family for lunch, we didn't really know what to do. And when you don't really know what to do and where to go, where do you go but the mall? So we stopped at some random mall and just walked around, let the kids play. We went into a bookstore, which I always love doing, and I mean I could stay at bookstores for a lot longer, but my husband wanted to go, and also we went just walking around. People tried to get us to buy things that we didn't want to buy. It was a pretty typical mall experience, nothing too fancy, but since we already live in a small town, going to the mall is honestly still fun for us. Lastly, Daniel and I were able to escape for a little date night and had amazing Colombian food at a place called Encanto. It was fantastic. 10 out of 10 recommend. Our last morning met us with the donuts and we went to a place called the Tracy Aviary. I don't know who decided that we should go here, but y'all, it was freezing. I feel like I say this a lot on this video, but it felt ridiculously cold, and here we were looking at birds. My older son was also not super interested in them, but my younger one was, so that's something I'm learning about my kids, just their different interests. Overall, the Tracy Aviary is nice, but I just don't recommend going in the winter when it is freezing cold. That is all I have to say about that. We left Salt Lake City full of new family memories and a little more confidence about traveling with young kids. It wasn't a relaxing time at all, and nap schedules definitely got messed up, but I'm happy we went and showed our kids another part of the country that is totally different from where we live. The more you see, the more you appreciate the beauty of the world. And when we got home in Oklahoma, there was this colorful sunset reminding me that no matter where you are or where you go, there is still beauty to be found.